Hi, my name is April. Let's talk about books. Even though I am late as always, I still wanted to give you my TBR for Nonfiction November. This is an event hosted by Olive from A Book Olive and Gemma from Nonfic Books, and here are my 4 books that I plan on reading for Nonfiction November. The first prompt given was Home, and for this I have chosen to read The Captured, a true story of abduction by Indians on the Texas frontier. It's by Scott Zesch. And Scott Zesch was doing research onto one of his own ancestors who had been captured by Native Americans and then returned to his biological family, but was unable to reassimilate into white culture. And so he spent, it says on the back cover, he spent most of his life living in a cave after he was returned. And while doing this research, Zesch found out that that was a similar story to many of the returned captives, that they spent a lot of time trying to run away and go back to their Native American families, that they found it very difficult to reacclimate to white society after having lived with Native Americans for so long. And so for these people, home was kind of an abstract concept because they were kind of caught between two worlds. I've been reading a lot of Native American fiction and nonfiction this year, and so this climbs right into my sweet spot, and I'm very excited to begin reading this book. The second prompt is substance, and for this I chose to go for kind of like spiritual food, and so what I'm reading is Soul Survivor: How My Faith Survived the Church by Philip Yancey. Now, I was raised in an independent Baptist fundamentalist church, which now seems crazy because I'm nowhere near that. I would still call myself a Christian, but there's a lot of stuff done in the name of Christianity that I think is very un-Christ-like. I've actually read this book before. Philip Yancey talks about G.K. Chesterton, who wrote the Father Brown Mysteries. He talks about Gandhi. He talks about people who live and work in a leper colony, among others. Just people who really show their faith through their actions, as opposed to people who like to tell other people that they're going to hell and then say that they're working for Jesus. The third prompt is love, and for that I have chosen Scandals of Classic Hollywood by Anne Helen Petersen. And this is a book that is based on columns that Petersen used to write for a website called The Hairpin. And it's all about these actors and actresses who lived in the early 20th century. And I chose this for love because a lot of times these scandals were caused by either these people wanting love from their fans or from their families or from just anybody, caused by loving the wrong person, caused by love gone wrong, anything along those lines. And in addition, it meets that requirement because I love Hollywood gossip. I'm acting like I'm ashamed. I'm not ashamed. The fourth prompt is scholarship, and for this I've chosen to read Stiff by Mary Roach. This book is about the contributions made to medical research because people have access to cadavers. And so it's about what happens if you donate your body to science, or if you don't donate your body to science, what happens during the burial process or during the embalming process. I'm listening to this on audio, and so far I am enjoying it. And I'll tell you why. It's because I want to know this stuff. I have this morbid curiosity about what goes on. I've thought about donating my body to science, and so I want to know what happens. She talks in depth about what happens when a body is cremated, and it is super gross, and I have decided against that as an option for myself. But also because I'm really afraid that I won't really be dead and I'll wake up in the furnace. Whatever. Okay. Mary Roach asked the tough questions like, can a corpse pass gas? It can, technically speaking. I am enjoying this book because this is a secondhand account. I don't want to go to a body farm. I don't want to go into the back room of a funeral home. And Mary Roach does this for me and then tells me about it. That's the level of morbidity that I can take. I don't need to see it in person, but listening to her tell me about it, I'm good with that. So those are my picks for Nonfiction November. I'm really looking forward to diving into each one of these books, which I would have read anyway, maybe not this month, but during some time in my life. If you've read any of these books, or if you want to, let me know in the comments down below and we can talk about it. Until next time, goodbyes are always awkward. End of video.